What is going on, Earth Signs? This is your girl, Venus Archangel, here with another love reading for you guys. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. Also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. Alright, so we're going to be starting out like this. What are we doing? Where are we traveling to? What is going on here? Split the deck in half. We got the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune. Crazy. So, are we traveling to see a partner? Perhaps are we moving or transitioning, making space for love in our lives? What's going on? Changing a new leaf? It's hard leaving those old ways behind, but hey, it takes guts. It takes guts. Look at that. Now this is crazy. This is a trip. Justice and the Lovers. That's marriage right there, y'all. Okay, that's the potential for marriage. All right. Wow, 3 wands in a row, 3 pentacles in a row. Interesting. Underlying energy, though, is the 8 of swords. I had a feeling this was going to come up. I'm like, what is going on? Underneath that is the 8 of wands. Alright, so the whole situation is that there's a lot of overthinking. There's a lot of being stuck in our head. And I think this has to do with feeling like we don't really know what to do. And the first thing to do is to recognize that a lot of those thoughts, that feeling of not being able to do anything has to do with what your mind is telling you versus what's actually facts. Because let's be honest, right? There's always something you can do. There's nothing that you're ever left to, and there's nothing ever in your life that you're just unable to do, right? Even if it feels easier to accept that, you could feel it in your chest, like you could fundamentally deep down feel like that is not the truth. That is not the case. And it's hard to see another option when it's not apparent, it's not in front of you, or it's something that you don't like. Now, the Fool came up when I was showing you earlier. I said it definitely takes guts. And I think that was about taking a leap of faith and trusting in your intuition, because you may have a new beginning that you may have to start that is a little bit risky. Now, the 8 of Wands underneath that 8 of Swords can indicate that there's some things moving very fast. But here's one thing: none of that shit is confusing. And the reason why it's not confusing is because usually that is us moving fast. Because what are minor arcana cards? Those are cards basically indicating our free will. There's nothing really happening to us. It's always us acting out these roles in the tarot. So, that being said, your current situation is the 3 of Wands. And that's the thing. There's a lot of waiting here for something. Waiting to see something. Waiting for something to come in. Some sort of offer. Or some sort of message to return. Something to kind of get the wheels turning. Obviously, this Pentacles is the thing that you're waiting on, perhaps. You're waiting on an offer. Either waiting on a response to an offer, or you're waiting on... yeah, either a response to an offer or waiting for an offer altogether. But I feel like some of you guys, the situation obviously has more to do with before you get this message, right? Before you get any sort of anything to get back. Like whatever you're trying to manifest something, you always have these little side missions. If you notice them, I like to call them side missions, because think about it, right? When you're like, okay, this is my journey, and you start out along a journey and you have all these little side missions, right? Like, or you have all these little side things that happen, right? Like, for instance, your car breaks down, or you lose your job. Like, you have your intention straight, and if something happens, something breaks down. And usually that's not because it's just karma telling you not to go along your path. It's the world telling you that you're not going to make it. It's not that. It's really about the universe saying, great, let's go for it. Let me go ahead and destroy your car for a second, because there's something you need to learn so you can use it for your dream that's coming. That's the same kind of thing. Now, the Page of Pentacles is not necessarily an obstacle, because no obstacle is, but the reason why I'm saying this is now is because there's some work that may not be very desirable that needs to be done prior to something that you're waiting on the return of, okay? And that's probably why, you feel like there's nothing you could do, but there is something you could do. And it has to do with this self-improvement. I think it has to probably do with confidence, but there's small work that you can do that needs to be done prior to this return, prior to what you are expecting to return to you. Now in the past you had the Six of Wands, so there was definitely a lot of work put in, and definitely you felt good about that. I think you guys were definitely really happy about the turnout of your work and really getting recognized, building up publicity. If this is definitely, if this is work in the entertainment or public public, you know, standpoint, right? If this is not, then it's just you being very proud of yourself. You know, this, I see a lot of pride in this, in your actions here. I also get the sense that a lot of you guys felt victorious in what you were doing. You gained a victory, and that victory is definitely showing itself for, you know, showing itself like in real life. And I think that's why the Ten of Pentacles is in your present. You've built stability, support, and security. So it's like, yeah, at this point it does kind of feel like, what's next? You did everything that you need to do. You've gained the confidence that you were looking for. You have the wealth and the fundamental abundance that you needed. The practical aspect of that is covered. So what is next? That's where the Page of Pentacles will talk about, looking a little deeper, right? Looking a little deeper. And it's interesting that this is all coming up because you have your goal and ambition, the Ten of Wands. What is this burden that you've got going on here? And I feel like this burden has to do with what you guys feel like is not enough. I kind of get this really weird Five of Pentacles kind of feeling. It's almost like there is something that still needs to be worked on, and it has to do with what you believe is good enough. What you believe is good enough to step out of the comfort zone, to do something that's a little risky, to do something that's unconventional. And I see you guys weighing the pros and cons as to what to do next, trying to make a decision about where you're going to take your pentacles, where you're going to take this, you know, your next steps. And I feel like the biggest key that we're missing here, right, is what your emotions are trying to say about what is of value to you regarding what steps you take. Right? A lot of this is all passion, and it's all emotion influenced, action influenced by emotion. And the thing here that's projected in your future here is the Two of Pentacles. What decisions are you making at this moment that have nothing to do with your emotions? That's the part we need to look a little closely. Because let's be honest, right? When it comes to making decisions, we have to understand what we are feeling first. What we feel about that decision, especially when it comes to making decisions about what to do next. You hit a great peak in your life, but it's not where you stop. And this, you know, tens never stop there. But the Ten of Wands talks about putting down a burden. That's your advice, as a matter of fact, to put down a burden, let something go. You know, I think there's something that you've got that you got going on, and it's kind of keeping you from being able to see the bigger picture of everything because it's in your face. You're carrying it in a very unpractical way, let's be honest. And it's not your fault. Like, it's not about, oh my god, you're the problem, yada yada yada. No. It's not about that at all. You've got great things to be proud of. This success, this foundation that you built for yourself in your life, that is amazing. But there's something that's burdening to you at this moment, and I feel like it has to do with what you feel is worth your next steps. What do you want to take? What steps do you want to take? That is what's going to determine the value. And I feel like the situation is that you don't feel like you know what to do because you're not letting our emotions decide what is of value to you. If you just let your emotions choose your next steps, what do you want to feel? Let that be your guide, and let that help you assess what's of value to you in regards to making your next steps. Then you'll be able to have that Page of Pentacles. So maybe the Page of Pentacles isn't just waiting on an offer, or maybe it's not just waiting for a response to an offer. Perhaps it's literally starting a new beginning, and that new beginning is something small, but that could grow into something very big. But you have to drop the burden of what is practical to what do I want. What do I want to feel? What is my next journey? Right? I like that. Wow. I say that with every message, I'm sure, right? But this is really good. Ask for help. And you know what? That's interesting that the ten of Wands is coming up. I was gonna say that you may need to divvy up some of your workload, especially if you have the Ten of Pentacles. That means you surrounded yourself with people that are reliable, that support you, that have your back. And if there's some things that just are overbearing for you, and it's just hard for you to do anything other than kind of get swamped in your work, then it's okay to ask for help. What is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. Very true. So if this is a situation in which you need to reach out for help and get some assistance, definitely. But don't let your pride stand in the way if you ask for help. Because that could be the situation too, right? You're very proud of what you've accomplished, but what do you need help with? What do you need? And there are people around you that will help you. You don't ever have to do anything by yourself. I feel like if somebody's definitely a message away, but you have to extend yourself first. Extend yourself and let the people around you assist you. I mean, but you can do this on your own. If you're cool with struggling and cool with, carrying this burden, then that's fine. That's you, right? Nobody is allowed to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I am, as a reader, can only provide you with suggestions. But if anything becomes too overbearing, you have a network. You have people around you that are willing to help you. You have people that you could trust. People around you that definitely have your back and your best interest at heart. And I feel like you know who the right people are that have your best interest at heart. So I would definitely lean towards giving them a chance to help you if things do become too much, if they haven't become too much already. Alright, family, this has been your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys later on. Take care. Bye now.